she is the problem. When a woman reveals how toxic her ex was, she is the problem. See, women are manipulators, the emotional engineers of destruction, financial vampires who feed off your masculine energy while playing damsel in distress. She provokes her ex, stirs the storm, gets him to react, then turns around and tells the new guy he was toxic, abusive, a cheater. But who born dog? She lit the fire, she summoned the storm, then cried when it rained. Women are the problem. They hate the word accountability like Lucifer hates the light. They'll blame the man, the moon, the devil, anything but themselves. From the Garden of Eden, it's been the same script. Eve blamed the serpent, and modern women blame their exes. This isn't just game, it's biblical, mystical, prophetic. They want the reward without the responsibility, the throne without submission. But here's the truth. Her tears are tactics, her words are weapons, and her innocence is a disguise. This world will shame you for calling it out. But we don't bend, we burn. This is the nuclear age of masculinity. Savage truth, fireproof mindset, biblical boldness. When a woman reveals how toxic her...
All right, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Rock, Kwakadash. I'd like to give double honors to the elders, that rule well, and a citation to the elders, to the apostles, and the brothers laboring in truth in GMS, and it's doing the work day and night and day, diligently, to you sincere sisters who is loving Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, loving yourself, respecting yourself, loving your husband, respecting your husband, loving your children, taking care of the home, respecting everything that's positive, everything that's good in the house, in the household, and just doing the right thing. So, this is a little small clip. The clip is going based on a woman's tactic, man. The way she think, the way she react, the way she's trying to sell a story without holding herself accountable. You feel me? So, it's perfectly said, man. She do these things because whatever the shit that she get herself involved in, she never want to say it's her motherfucking fault. She always want to say it's the nigga fault, it's this person's fault, that person did this, and that, and that, and that. But they'll never say why it happened or how did it occur and what was the main reason. They were trying to use something else to say that's what it is, but in reality it was them. A woman know how to push a man's button, and sometimes they'll tell the new nigga, okay, he did this and that and that and that, but she not telling him that she was the cause behind it. I did a lesson on it. That's why I want to really get into deep with this. I'm just bringing this up again. You know what I mean? So I did plenty of lessons on this. You know what I'm saying? That breaks it down, and from my personal experience, what I went through. You feel me? And yo, the shit is real. You know what I mean? The shit is real, and you got these women that that's out here that will go to the nigga, the new dude, act like she didn't do nothing wrong, and she'll tell you everything he did wrong. I always hear this from bitches. Bitches always say that. Every bitch I meet, or they tell me something about a nigga, is that he did something wrong or he did something first. You feel me? And sometimes I play dumb. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. But back in my mind, something that you did triggered the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Or you just making bad decisions on who you choosing. Look at your decision. Look at what you're choosing. So then now you want to say, oh, this nigga, he foul, he this and that. But look at the decision that you're making. You make bad choices. So at the end of the day, a woman is going to sell herself like she's the damsel in distress, like this clip is saying. Okay, a lot of these women do a lot of these things because they don't want to look as being guilty, because they know that the real world, people are going to look at you, especially men. They're going to look at you and they're going to hold you at a judgment, and you don't want to be judged. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to trick and manipulate and get away from that scrutiny. You don't want to get criticized, you know. And sometimes if a bitch that you dealt with, right, she gonna tell you everything that was going on about these niggas, but she never gonna tell you what was the root of it. And the root of it, I'm gonna tell you guys, it was her. She caused this shit. You know what I mean? She caused it. Now, I'm not saying certain cases a nigga, he just a fucked up person. He is. But you telling me that you're gonna deal with a nigga for so long that you didn't know this already about him, so it's on you. And then now you trying to change someone, you know, you trying to change someone so that they can be fit into your liking, how you want a man to be. And that's where you go wrong at. You women that do that, you was not raised right by a man. You didn't have a man in your life to teach you. That's why a man is there to teach you. I tell my daughter, my oldest daughter, I say, listen, I said, never try to change a man for someone that you want him to be to you. You can tell him how you want to be treated and have boundaries as a person, but you can never make a man be something that you don't want him to be. Because once you do that, everything he's going to do is going to be the opposite. He's going to do the opposite, because no man, even if they're a good dude or they're a fuck nigga, they're not going to let you, especially a fuck nigga, he's not going to let you tell him what to do. And that doesn't mean that he a fuck nigga, but they already have that mindset already. I'm this type of dude, and I don't give a fuck what you feel. You know, real men is going to, they're never going to tolerate that. You know, just men in period, they ain't going to tolerate it. The only type of niggas that accept that type of behavior from a woman is simps and you know, fucking low vibration niggas. These are the niggas, those are the most dangerous type of dudes, because they will go out and kill a nigga for fucking with their girl or talking to their girl, or see her talking to a nigga, you know what I'm saying, getting his number and this and that and that. You know what I mean? Hold on, guys. So you see this type of behavior, you know, that goes on, man, and a woman don't like when a man is not being more than what she want him to be, because then he becomes boring. Oh, this shit is corny. You know, she wants that toxic, you know, bullshit behavior. And like I said, the worst person I ever dealt with, but also at the same time I try to help them in this truth, was this girl. And you know, like I said, it was a learning experience. I needed that experiment for myself to go through that, because it really showed me what I already knew. But then it's like I tried to give it a chance, and I knew I was always better than not to do that, and I gave that shit a chance. And you know, and I knew it wasn't gonna work. I knew it, you know, but I tried to give it a benefit of the doubt, because she was learning and she was grasping, like I said, to a degree of understanding this truth. So at the end of the day, this what goes on, man. You feel me? That's what goes on. All right. And so when I met her, she had a situation in Blue. I was dealing with her, you know, as far as building with her with the 9 months. And then once the 9 month reached, or 10 months have reached, then I took it another level. And that's right then and there I knew I fucked up. I didn't think of it for a moment, because I didn't see it in the long run, because I trying to cover every angle, and what I realized that you can't do that with people that's damaged. You gotta let them heal, but she don't know how to heal. So I was trying to teach her what was a necessary thing to heal. You feel me? So she just was just doing things in between, because she was the kind of person where she has no discipline. So she has no dick discipline. So she has to go and get dick or trying to see whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's just who she was. You feel me? You know, she had a problem, you know what I'm saying? And when I realized that when women like this have problems, you know, niggas trying to save them, and we can't save these bitches. You know what I'm saying? We can't save them. The only one that can deliver them is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's it. You can't save a person. You can't, you know, you can forgive them, but you move forward. And some people, they never gonna forgive them, and they can live with that seed. You know, they can live with that one unforgiveness and forgive everything else. They can. You know, it doesn't make them a total bad person. They just have a little blemish on them. But and overall, you try not to have no kind of blemishes on you in the day of judgment, when the Lord is going to judge every man and every woman on this earth. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to come with that type of sincerity. I try to come with that type of spirit where, you know, people get into shit and do shit. You feel me? So just understand, man, you know, a woman will leave a dude and tell the next nigga that he was a problem, and she'll deal with him, and when shit start going sour with him, she'll go to the next nigga, tell him the problem. I bet you when she was with that nigga, you know, after she did me wrong, of course she told that nigga about me. She couldn't really tell that nigga nothing too much about me. You know why? Because if she would have lied against me, God would have took her ass out. You feel me? And she probably said, "Oh, you know, he was just doing certain things. I just didn't like it." Bitch, you are a fucking undisciplined bitch. You know, so if you're gonna tell that, you gotta tell a nigga that you ain't shit. But bitches are never gonna tell you that they ain't shit. Bitches don't say that out their mouth up front. They don't say that. They don't say, "Yo, I ain't shit. They don't say that. You feel me? They don't say that shit. She didn't tell me that she wasn't shit. I had to find out. But I saw the scene and I knew it. And after a while I said, nah, that's it. You know what I mean? So she'll tell that nigga about you, but she ain't gonna tell him while she was the reason of fucking up. She's not gonna say that. She's not going to say that. Like I told this girl, you will never ever come back to me. You have a spirit where you get it gets so confused at the end. What you do, you leave that shit and you move over to a new leaf, and you want to start fresh. That's why she's a resetter button. She don't know how to deal with the shit at hand. She's a coward. She goes to another situation and she stay with that for a while and fuck it up. Then she go to a new situation, she stays a while, and then she fucks it up. She has no self-discipline. And that's something that she had to work on herself and God. I can't help her with that. So, you know, these women always have the audacity to say certain things and do certain things, and it doesn't work that way. You know, you gotta hold these women accountable, man. You know? And the same thing with Eve. When Eve betrayed Adam and manipulated Adam to follow her way of thinking, she didn't blame herself. She blamed the serpent. How? Well, all you had to do was listen to what God's telling you. So you turn your back on Yahweh and your man. You disrespected your husband, your Lord, and you disrespected Yahweh. So when you disrespect your man, you disrespect God. That's the bottom line. Any woman that disrespects a man, she hates God. That's the bottom line. If you love your husband, you love Yahweh. Because he comes from Yahweh and he's doing the right things in the Lord. So why are you having an issue when a man is telling you how to conduct yourself in a most in a most upright manner? But you want to be like the fucking military. You want to be a nigga that get deployed. You want to go here, go there, go over here. Come on. Doesn't make any sense to me. But you want to sit here and tell men how men should be. How can a woman tell a man how a man should be? You are a woman. You can never tell a man how he should be. Especially when, bitch, you wasn't raised by a man. Listen, any woman that was not raised by a man can't tell a man how to be a man. She can't. And no woman, I don't care if the woman was raised by a man, she still can't tell a man how to be a man. She will know the qualities and the attributes of a man, what to look for, because she saw a man, her father was raised and was there in her life and taught her what a man is. So she'll see, oh, that's what a man is. Oh, that's what a man does. Oh, nah, you know what I'm saying? So if you're not raised by a man, you have no man figure to check your ass, so you think it's okay to do whatever the fuck you want to do in the streets. Hold on, y'all. So when you look at these type of when you got these type of events and relationships, men, you got to stop being so naive. You get tricked. You stop being tricked. You know, so the reason I'm saying, because the girl, she left. She trying to come back to me. But I'm not hearing that bullshit. I'm just listening to what she's saying. I'm like, nah, you full of shit. You always been a liar. You always been a fucking disloyal person. So you ain't shit. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you tell me or how you try to make it seem. You always a liar to me, and I just can't get my mind wrapped around that. You know what I'm saying? So she always gonna be that to me, man. You know what I'm saying? She done burned the bridge so fucking bad. It's like you can't repair that. The only thing you can repair, whatever you can salvage, and that's a little shit that you did. You know, whatever we got past that. So you can never it can never be the same. It would never motherfucking ever be the same ever in his life. You feel me? So, you know, she could feel how she want to feel and do what she want to say and say how, whatever, man. You feel me? It's parking right there. Maybe I can. Oh shit! I don't want to park all over here. God damn. So I didn't want to leave, man. I left my motherfucking parking. You feel me? Shit. Oh, I don't think. Nah, this ain't gonna motherfucking work. I should have never left my fucking parking spot. Yeah, so sorry, y'all. So she's trying to get in, but she's telling me what this nigga did wrong. Like, Mom, you started it with him. I know how you can be. You started with him. You can't control yourself. You can't control when shit start to pile up on her. She start to get this fucking But Mom, why are you doing all that? What is? Because you jumping up like like a mother. You jump up like a motherfucker supposed to jump up because you jumping up. Nah, I ain't never gonna jump up because you jumping up. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever you feeling, you know, that's what you feeling. It don't make me feel no kind of motherfucking way about you. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It don't make me feel no less of a person because you got this shit about you that you can't control. You feel me? You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's like, who you really fooling? You ain't fool. You're not gonna fool a nigga like me. Ain't no woman on this planet gonna fool a nigga like me. You can't fool me. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You understand? So, yo, at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. You feel me? So if you trying to come back to me and tell me whatever, nah, man. You handle that. It's your problem. It ain't mine. Ain't my motherfucking problem. You feel me? Ain't my problem, man. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me for letting the video keep showing over and over because I'm driving right now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, listen, man. There's no fucking way you gonna keep telling me that a nigga is this and that and that. You know what I mean? And I spoke to the girl already. You feel me? And like I said, at the end of the day, you can't come to me every day talking to me about certain shit. Because I ain't going to hear it. I don't want to hear no more problems. You gave me your problem. You know, you told me what it was. And that's that. It's nothing I can do for you. It's nothing that you can do for me. It's nothing you can do for me. You can't come back. So she's trying to say, damn, she's trying to get in. Oh shit, I gotta, damn. Listen, man, you good with me when it comes to we apologize. We good on that. We good, but mom, at the end of the day, you was a viper to me. You was a fucking serpent. You was a true fucking serpent to me. You violated me. You feel me? You violated me. It wasn't even about you gonna fuck the next nigga. Nah, it wasn't even that. What you did is how you did it. It's not what you did to me. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I could care less. It's how you did your shit. You did your shit in a corny way, man. That shit was mad corny how you did it. That was some bird ass shit that you did. You feel me? That was some bird ass shit that you did. Excuse me. You did some bird ass shit. And I can't fuck with that. You know, Lord knows I can't fuck with that. Yo, I can't find no motherfucking parking. I'm at the park right here. I can't find no parking, boy. Oh well. I'm about to just get up in the morning and move this shit. Lord willing. You know? So yeah, so Mom, you can't escape yourself from that. You know, once you lie and you don't change from that. And first thing is fuck all that. First thing is when you're an adult, you got to be on point. You can't be playing games like the game that you play is like, it's mediocre. I know some younger people that's young, excuse me, young brothers, young sisters, right? That's very mature and don't even play like that. I know some. They don't even play like that. Yo, don't think that everyone that you see that their families are this and that, or they got money, or they got a good structure, or they got a good place to live there, lay their head. That doesn't mean that they're a good person. They just come from a family that have shit. You feel me? So you may come from a family that don't have much, but they grateful. You feel me? Like my family. We don't have everything in the world, but I'm grateful for the things that we do have, and I teach my kids to be grateful. You know? And that's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom fucking line. All right? Let me get some scriptures here. Let me go to excuse me. This is Ecclesiastes, the 26th chapter and the 22nd verse. A harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. So, like I said, the girl I was dealing with, she was a harlot, man. She was a harlot. I'm going to call it for what it is. She was a harlot. She didn't sell her body for profit, but she did exactly what they did. She just wasn't getting no money in return, but niggas got to spend money to fuck the pussy. You know what I'm saying? And, it is what it is. So you got to take out a little date, take it out over here, spend a little time over here, buy a little liquor, do this and that. And once you got that, some music, you fucking. So that's it. You know what I mean? So the Lord called you as he looked at you as spit. All right? A harlot shall be counted as spittle, as spit. 23, a wicked woman is given as portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. So this woman was wicked to me. Did that make me wicked? Nah. She started off being righteous with me and me showing her. And then she took the wrong turn. She started becoming wicked. So God took me away from her. Yahweh took me away from her. You feel me? So it wasn't going to work. All right? Because he knew that she's continuing to do wicked. And the Lord had to take me away from her so I can keep on my path of being righteous. All right? Or try my best to be more righteous. The Lord knows I still need help on certain things, Verse 24, a dishonest woman contendeth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. There you go, man. So now you have shame. You feel bad about it. You didn't feel bad that you did it to me. You feel bad because how it went down. And now you looking at it and hindsight like, I fucked up. I should have been with this dude. This dude was a good dude. That's the problem with you women. You keep looking at it always at the end. Oh, he's a good dude. You always trying to find a nigga that's better. And that's what killed me, man. Once you try to find a nigga that's better, I'm going to find a bitch that's better. Way better than you. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. I don't show no love because your love it don't feel right to me. It don't feel good to me. So I just play cool. I just play cool until Yahweh get me out of that shit and deliver me from that bullshit. So I could be right in my life and enjoy my life with happiness. Excuse me. Verse 25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. So she was shameless to me. And you was counted as a motherfucking dog, as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. So now you want to come back into the fold and be shamefaced and humble yourself, towards the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But, you come to me, but that's cool. But why you need me? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm saying I'm good for you to talk to after a year. So a whole fucking year, a whole year or two that you dealing with this nigga, I wasn't good no more. I wasn't good. I ain't shit. Cause you knew you fucked up. You knew you fucked up. You fucked the worst. You did it so bad to your fucking self. And all I've been was good to you. You know what I mean? Everything I did, I did right by you. You ain't see me with no other bitches. You know, I had the bitches. Yeah, I did. But you didn't know. You don't gotta know all that. I kept them bitches when I was ready to fuck with them. And certain days when I wasn't with you, I was dealing with them. You feel me? So don't think that because I was coming to you and I wasn't dealing, I was fucking them too. That's why sometimes I was going over there. Cause I was fucking with another bitch. I was fucking with another Israelite girl. Okay? So don't get it twisted, ma. Don't think that it was just only you. It wasn't only you. My nut wasn't just being busting up all up on you or inside you. It was going to the other chick too. So don't think that you special, ma. You're not. All right? Verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of more. So you look, that's perfect. Said, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. You dishonor me. You dishonor me in your fucking pride. There you go. All right. Let me see something. Oh, let me go right here. Let me go to Ecclesiastes, the 25th chapter. You feel me? Let me go here to the 19th verse. It says, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her, man. Let the sin fall upon her fucking head, man. You know? Let the sin fall upon her head, man. You understand? Verse 20, as the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. Verse 21, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for a pleasure. So at times I said, you know what, man, let me just deal with this girl. And to tell you the truth, I didn't really want to deal with her all the time, but I dealt with her, you know, just because, you feel me? You know, cause I had some pleasure I wanted to do. I wanted to fuck. You know what I mean? Verse 22, a woman, and she's not the typical type of chick that I deal with. You know, I only dealt with her because like I said, I met her when I was preaching. You know, I met her when I was doing what I had to do. That was it, man. And I started building with her. That was it. I wasn't trying to really get to know her. I was only knowing her because she took the time to listen and she heard me. So I started dealing with her. That was it. She's not my type of cup of tea. And I'm not trying to throw no shade at the girl. But, you know, as time went on, I started to deal and build with her. You know? She's not my type of chick that I usually get with. She's not. All right? Verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger and impudence and much reproach. Verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. So that's what the girl did to me. She wounded my heart. You know, she wounded my heart by the bad shit that she was doing in between shit. It wasn't just that one act. That was the cherry on top. But what she was doing, you know, as time was going on, I just couldn't understand it. Like, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? That's what it is. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. So that's what you don't understand, man. You don't know how to be a wife. You don't know how to be a wife. I don't think you're going to ever be a wife here on this planet. And if Yahweh permits it, then bless you. God bless you. You know what I mean? But you're not fit to be a wife. You're not fit to be a wife. You know what I mean? I just can't see it. I'm sorry. Maybe you will one day, but you know, and you may shock me. Cool, no problem. But I just don't see it. I just don't see it from you because your good days are behind you. You should have been a wife since early. So why wasn't you a wife back then? Why no man hasn't chosen you to be a wife? Why? Because your mind is unstable. Okay? Verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all died. There you go. Eve was wicked, man. Verse 25, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. So, well, in this case, I gave her too much liberty to gad abroad. I did do that, but not to the point where I was like, damn, we can't talk. You know what I'm saying? How long is how long? You know, I should wait a week, 2 weeks. It don't even matter because a woman can't even be that. She can't be loyal. I knew it. I said, all right, I'm going to sit back. And this is the ultimate test I'm going to give her. And you failed. You failed. You know. But anyway, you know, like I told her, I said, yo, I hope you find someone that can treat you right. You know, if you find another brother, then that's on you, you know. But make sure before you get with him, you tell him that you're an adulterer. You got to tell him that. You got to say, yo, listen, I had a husband, a so-called husband. I cheated on him, and I'm an adulterer. And you know he's going to look at you? He said, I don't want you either. Sorry. He's not going to want you. He's not going to, if he's in his right mind, he's not going to take you. Because guess what? You're going to do it to him. And he can't, even if you're not going to do it to him, he can't trust it. Especially the real men of the Lord that know the truth. And he ain't joking. He about his business. He not going to play with you. He not going to play with his soul. He not going to play with you. So you should have never did what you did. So now it's like you stuck. It's like you stuck in a limbo. You said, damn, I can't do shit. I can't fuck. I can't do this. I told her, you are in dire straits. You're stuck. What are you going to do? And I told her, sex is very, very important. You can't just be going around having sex. And I had that conversation with her. You know what she did? She did exactly what I told her not to do. She did it anyway. Verse 24. 25, no, 26. If she go, not as thou wouldest have her, right? Cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. So I let her go. You done. You finished. Let that next man be. Let him be his problem. It ain't my problem. So you done. You done. You know what I'm saying? So you can't come back. You can never be here. You can never, you know, you can't touch me. You can't, you know, I'm not giving you no hug or nothing. I'm just gonna be cordial. We talk, hey, boom, boom. Don't touch me. Do not hug me. I'm not gonna touch you. I ain't gonna hug you. You feel me? So that's just what it is. I just can't have my body touching your body. Just can't. You know what I mean? Your body been polluted. And I'm not touching my body on your body. I'm sorry. I just can't. And you know what I mean? I'm not doing it. It's unlawful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing it. You know? I'm not putting that shit on me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, until you fast and you repent and you sincerely change and you're about the business, you're about the work, cool. If I see that, if I'm around you and I see that, I will then probably say, all right, you know what? She's got her mind right. She's sharp. All right, then I give you a hug. I'm not touching you. That's it. Because where you're at right now, you're in a vulnerable state. I don't want that spirit around me. That's why I'm not even getting, I don't even want to see her. You know, I'm not even dying to say, I'll have to catch her by mistake and then say, oh, what's up? But I can't, I'm not going to get up and say, yo, no. So basically, of this video that was being said here, you know, what the guy was saying, right? You know, you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. Hold on, guys. So, yeah, so when she reveals how toxic her ex was, she's the problem. Because she starts off with him, with the conversation. She don't tell you about her. So then she'll try to make it seem, oh, he did it first. He cheated first. How do I know that? Maybe you saying that just so I can feel sorry for you. You feel me? You know what I mean? So, you know, I know a shorty right now, she's telling me that. Oh, my man. I was like, okay. I said, damn, that shit crazy. He went back to do that over that with that person. She said, yeah, he fucked up. I ain't say, yeah, yo. I just listen. I'm like, okay. So back in my mind, I already know that it's your fault. But she tried to make it his fault by saying he cheated first. But before the cheating, what transpired for him to do that? What transpired for him to go out and do what he did? You're not doing it just to do it. You doing something that's making him tight. But they don't never tell you that part. But anyway, I hope it was edifying. Shalom.